Two, one. Hi there, and welcome to RABble TV. With the Herald Review's Reader Advisory Board discussion show. We're here with Joe Kraps, a former city councilman or a business leader for many years and a proud resident of Sierra Vista. Joe, thanks for joining us this evening.
I'm glad to be here.
All right, it's great to have you here, Joe. And just to give people a little bit about your background, you've been here for 30 plus years, I believe.
My wife and I moved here in 1979. I got a job at Buena High School.
Wow.
And that's what brought me here initially.
Okay, wow. So you've been on the city council. What are some of your other
I was on the Planning and Zoning Commission for about 20 years. Half of that as its chairman. I was on the Beautification Commission a long time ago. I was on the Economic Development Foundation, and just all around involved guy.
Absolutely.
Don't forget, founding president of the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, that's right. I've read about that recently in our Best of Cochise County write-up.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it's a very illustrious time here. And so you've seen the ups and downs and this way and that way of things. And kind of something that's coming up that's interesting to talk about is the City of Sierra Vista's Sunrise Breakfast Tuesday morning.
And I will be there with my wife, yes.
Cochise College, yes. You're somebody who's seen it kind of come and go, and this is kind of like one of the things where there's a speech. Usually the city manager gives a speech about sort of the state of the city and the progress of things. Where do you see Sierra Vista standing right now?
Level, flat. We're not gaining, we're not losing, I hope, but we're not gaining. And in my eyes, gaining to me, service jobs are important. But the more important jobs are the primary jobs, the $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 a year jobs that we can't seem to grab hold of. Every city in the United States is trying to do the same thing that Sierra Vista is doing. Keep the jobs that you have and bring in more jobs. Every community is. So it's a battle for every business that's out there looking, every community that gets involved trying to court these people to come to their town. It's very, very difficult.
But how do you do it? What's the silver bullet? Because Fort Huachuca has been shrinking over the last decade plus. What can you do to actually grow?
That's the hardest question of all. What can you do? No railroad, no airport, and no freeway. So now, if you take those three strikes away, what do you have? We have probably the best weather in the United States here. Sure. Nice mild winters. Sometimes, I guess maybe get a little warmer in the summers, but overall, we got a nice mild climate. Beautiful scenery, affordable housing, some fair shopping. We could do better, but that'll come with population, and population means jobs, and I'm all for primary jobs.
Yeah, I mean, kind of just at first hearing what you're saying, you're talking a lot about retirement. Obviously, could be attracted to that, but what kind of you talk about jobs. What kind of jobs could be created? Because it's not like Fort Huachuca is growing, and there's nothing the city can really do to make Fort Huachuca grow.
I think we have to do two things with Fort Huachuca. We have to recognize that they're the driving force of Sierra Vista right now, but we also have to recognize that we've got to get something in the private sector. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
There's talk of Black Star coming to town. What is that going to do? I don't know. When I was on the EDF, we bounced ideas around. We talked to people. Nothing came to fruition. We had Inland Motor. They left. We had Randell Refrigeration, and they've left. It's hard. It's hard to get them here. Courting them with affordable prices for construction, affordable prices for land to build on, those kinds of things. It's very, very difficult. But we've got to do it. We've got to recognize Fort Huachuca on one side, but we've got to recognize that we have to do things in the private sector. We can't put all of our marbles in that jar called Fort Huachuca. Right. Like to, and we do that, but we can't do it. We've got to do more.
Very well put. And then Tuesday morning, I believe tickets are still on sale for the sunrise breakfast at 6:30 a.m.
6:30, yes.
Start feeding you around 7, I believe.
Breakfast is 6:30 to 7:15.
Right. And so there's a lot of speeches. It's kind of becomes a state of the economy in the city.
Yes.
Chuck Potluck, I'm sure, will be giving a speech. Assuming what are you looking for to hear from him?
Well, I've heard rumors, but I can't talk about him because no. There's talk of a couple of things happening in town, other than sports tourism, which I know is very big for the city, and it does have an impact. However, baseball, softball, Little League, volleyball, swimming, those kinds of things. People come, they stay 2 days. Thank you. They bring money to our hotels and restaurants, but we need primary jobs. That feeds the service jobs, the service industry. Thank you. You know, every time we bring money to town, thank you. But we've got to do more. Yes, it will expose those people coming to town to our community, and only if they're a head muckety muck in some corporation can that help to bring to. Well, maybe we need to be in Sierra Vista or have a satellite in Sierra Vista. So. Sports tourism, one thing. I'd like to know what happened with JP5. JP5, there was a lot of talk about the city taking over that court, and I haven't heard things, yes or no. I don't know what's going on there. Has nothing to do with anything in particular other than we're going to get back in the court business. What's that going to cost? How much money is it going to bring in to the city coffers?
These are great questions.
Right.
Maybe we can get started on getting some answers to these. Tuesday morning, Cochise College, Student Union, everybody, that's where everything is at. 6:30 a.m. I'm sure there's still tickets available. Get through the city. It's really, if you want to know where Sierra Vista's at, it's a thing to be at. Joe Kraps will be there. I'll be there. It's where you're going to find out about what's going forward with the city of ours.
Right.
And if you want to be a reader advisory board like Joe here, we meet monthly, and we'd love to have you. If you're interested in joining, just send me an RSVP at editor@myheraldreview.com. And we'll find a way to get you on the team. You can hang out with cool folks like us, and maybe we can get you on RABble TV here.
And our RAB, Reader Advisory Board, what we do is we talk about the newspaper, the pros, the cons, the goods, the bads, what they need to do, what they shouldn't do, and how to do it.
Perfect. Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, thank you, Joe, and thank you for watching. Have a good day. All right, perfect.
Okay.